Damn you.
Welcome to the Lane Change Podcast, episode 1. This week's episode is sponsored by Nobody. If you would like to be a sponsor on the show, just reach out to us on social media or our email, thelanechangepodcast@gmail.com. Especially you single mothers out there selling jewelry on Facebook Live. If you would like to, throw your name in the beginning of the podcast, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to, as long as you share the video. Today in the studio, it's myself, Robin. I got Matt here.
Hello.
And Nick as well.
What's up, guys?
Tiresome AJ is not here today. So let's get this thing going. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. Yourself?
Doing all right.
Good.
Doing all right. How was your guys today?
It was pretty good. Pretty boring.
It was a beautiful day today.
It was
Was.
cold. It was cold today.
No, it wasn't. It's
It
not
was
cold.
very
It's
cold
not cold.
today.
It was glorious today. It was good weather, sunshine, nice and brisk, the way I like it.
So let's get this thing going with the moon landing.
We're gonna go ahead and start off with that
We're gonna
one.
start with the moon landing.
Yeah.
Moon landing.
Okay.
So it's a hoax. We never landed on the moon. Is that right?
That's a theory everybody thinks. So Stephen Curry, the basketball player, came out and said that the
Right.
moon landing wasn't real.
Okay.
Okay. Now, have you ever thought about the moon landing not being real? That's the better.
Well, okay.
I did see Transformers, so
But from what you
it
just
could be
said,
anything.
Yeah.
No, we're good. I don't think it was a hoax.
You don't think it was a hoax?
I don't think
Okay.
it was a hoax.
Do you think it was a hoax? I don't think it was a hoax either, but I never thought about it not being real. And I think what he was trying to do was just like get everybody thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so easy nowadays for someone to be like, oh, we did this, and then you believe it and everything's cool. But he's like
Right.
saying like, well, what really proof do we have that besides people saying it, the mission and things like that, and shitty stock photo, like video of it. If you look at the
Sure.
video, it's just like,
Come on.
okay.
Yeah, but that, I mean, you got to work with what you got. They didn't have 1080p recording back then, and all
That's
that
true.
good stuff.
That's
So, sure, quality's not going to be the greatest, but
Now there's also they'll talk like how they're moving and the way they're jumping on the moon.
Mhm.
It's almost like somebody's pulling them up. Like they're in the studio and somebody's pulling them up, they're jumping. Like that's good. I watched like a documentary on like the moon landing and like was it real or not? And I got to think, I'm like, yo, is this really real? I never thought about it not being real.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the possibility that everything you see or hear could be fake, could be real. Doesn't matter what it is. There's always possibility.
So should we just accept that it might have not happened?
I'm not going to accept
And it
that.
was a big, because the whole Russian thing and propaganda, the space race.
They're just
It-
jealous
it-
that America won.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
America.
America.
I'm just saying, when you start to just think of things like that, it gets you thinking. It's just like,
Sure.
we believe, definitely the government tells us we believe it.
Yeah, see, yeah, sometimes it's kind of tough to trust the government because, I mean, like you said, whatever they say, we tend to just believe it
Yeah.
because that's what the government's telling us. But man, the government's got a lot of lies in it,
I'm telling
A
you.
Oh,
lot of secrets.
a lot of secrets,
That's the
not
phrase
lies,
you would like to
secrets.
You got a
Think
little
about
Sure.
it, like what, they landed on the 60s, right? It was the 60s, so.
I'll be honest with you, my history's really bad.
So during the whole Cold War, a lot of Americans were scared about nuclear war and things like that.
Mhm.
What a better, morale boost than look, we're about to land on the moon.
Sure.
Look, I'm just saying, this
Is it
this
coincidental?
is-
Yeah, it was-
it's just, I'm just saying, I've never thought about it not being real.
Right.
Like the whole,
Sure.
That's because we grew up believing or being told, hey, we made it to the moon.
it's kind of like a religion.
This
Let's not get started on religion.
if you think about it, look, somebody at a young age tells you this is what happened, this is real. You're
Sure.
gonna believe in it. That's just human nature, you know.
Yeah.
But to say, I think what more people need to do is just start to question things that we've been being told our whole lives. I don't think all of it adds up.
I've been talking to a coworker of mine because there's been a couple of conversations sparked about religion,
Yeah.
and he more so believes in science and facts
Yep.
than faith or belief or whatever. You know,
Mhm.
if it can be proven, he agrees with that more than.
I
You know,
believe 100%. I agree with that.
and I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to fall towards that. I grew up very religious,
Yeah.
I did, but I've questioned things,
Yeah.
and I don't understand why certain things happen the way they do. But I've changed my view on religion.
Because you started
Big time.
You started to question it.
Absolutely.
That's the big thing.
Mhm.
I was a huge believer in Christian. Same way, I grew up extremely religious. Then I remember a guy at work told me one time, she said, "Why do you believe?" It's like, well, just because this, and this.
I
He was
grew
like,
up
"Well."
that way. The family, that's what the
Mhm.
family did, and
And then he told me, he said, "So why do you believe?" And I sat there and thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know why. And from that point on, I had to start questioning things. So things don't get me wrong. I'm sure there was a Jesus man out there. I'm sure.
I'm sure there's something.
I'm sure. I'm sure he has existed in a sense as a person, but
Okay, sure.
I just think that thousands of years, the stories start to get a little.
Look how many
warped.
Bibles there are. Even just like the Catholic Bible, look how many versions of the Bible there are. Which one do you believe? They're all different.
Yep. And I mean, there's different translations and things like that.
Sure.
And I think the religion helps a lot more people. It's just as like a good guideline for life. I think it's great. I think if you think about the stories,
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty basic when it comes to things. You shouldn't lie. You shouldn't get
Sure.
normal things. You know,
Yeah.
people shouldn't do. You know, I think that's about it though. It's just when that stuff I agree with, but when it starts to dig into like, you know, you're gonna tell me that if I'm a great person all my life, and when it comes to my deathbed, you know, I don't believe in God or anything like that, and I don't, you know, say He's my savior, I'm
Mhm.
going to hell. That doesn't make sense to me. You know.
Right.
Maybe it just shouldn't make sense. But I just think, you know, I said a lot of the stories too.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that's like not eating pork, right? I'm sure when they put you shouldn't eat pork in the Bible, I'm sure pork was killing people back in thousands and thousands of years ago. You know, like I'm sure pork was killing people, so they put that in the Bible. Look, you shouldn't eat pork. That pork is killing people. You know, things like that.
All I can say is I love me a pork roast.
Oh, pork is delicious.
Mm.
Pork is delicious. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So I think that's where a lot of the stuff originated from. But like again, you know, you should just question. You should question everything. You really should. It's like if I'm being told something, should I really believe this?
Right. Instead of automatically just going to believing, sure, question it, try and get concrete facts out of it or something like that.
Yeah. Try to get to the bottom of it. in a
Sure.
sense. It's like the pyramids.
Aliens built them.
Aliens, I was gonna say the same thing.
They say it's almost like everyone just agrees. Like, yeah, aliens built it.
Aliens did.
I haven't. Someone told me it's like, yeah, no, these people just built this pyramid, but
It's like the same thing on Easter Island with those big stone heads.
yes.
Like those, you're not moving. I mean, those are some big freaking stones. And
All I can say is I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but back then there were ways to split those stones to where they were not perfectly, but very square and rectangle or whatever, you know, straight, very straight. I mean, I've seen videos of, you know, say old timers
Yeah.
demonstrating on how they do it, and sure enough, he was able to split big rocks
See,
to where they're straight.
I don't think. splitting the rocks is the problem with
Right.
the whole building the pyramids. Man built them.
Mhm.
I think it's the fact of moving them. Like they were
So
tons.
sure,
Like, I'm
sure.
actually gonna look up.
Now, but it's just like anything else. Say how a crane works. It's got cables and pulleys up and down, up and down. The more it's like looped or whatever,
Yeah.
the more
You can lift.
right,
I
the
mean,
more it can pull. So I'm sure they had some type of pulley system or whatever in
'cause,
order
they
to.
were.
Oh, so what you're saying is you don't think they're man built? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're thinking?
He's
That's what
definitely-
he's thinking.
I don't know what to believe.
You definitely think
Okay.
aliens, aren't you?
Like I'm not even saying aliens. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's tons of different ways to actually move them, because there's always. They were in Egypt. They probably had a lot of animals around that they could use.
Sure.
Yeah.
Animals and,
And-
rope.
Yeah.
Rope
And
and then
pulleys.
logs.
Yeah.
Put the block
Mhm.
on logs and
Yeah.
wheel it.
So it said it took 20 years to build the pyramids.
Okay.
20 years. It took Egyptian guys. It took 20 years for a force of 100,000 oppressed slaves to build the pyramids, with another 10 years to build the stone causeway that connected it to the temple. 20 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time for a building.
756 feet long on each side, 450 feet high, composed of 2,300,000 blocks of stone, each averaging 2.5 tons in weight, which is what 4,000 or 5,000 pounds?
Yeah, right. If I'm not
Tons-
mistaken,
tons to that.
1
Yeah.
ton is 2,000 pounds. You get enough people and enough pulleys and string, rope, you're moving that
And I
for
mean,
sure.
even that, they
Easily.
had- There's probably let's see, they were in Egypt, so they probably had elephants, other types of
Camels. For sure, camels.
For sure,
For
camels.
sure, yeah, I think we can agree.
Donkeys,
for sure.
whatever.
Donkeys can.
Horses.
Donkeys can pull their own weight.
20 years.
And
Yeah, it could definitely be done. I think the question is that were they built by man was how they're so aligned. Like,
how,
well, they're like aligned. Was it the same?
Right, they're aligned with some stars or whatever like that.
Just, I think they're aligned with same pyramids in South America, I believe, and they're like focusing. I'm gonna look that up too.
yeah, I've never heard that. I've never heard that one before. How they're all in line.
Okay.
With all the pyramids.
Come on now,
everywhere.
Transformers. It was in the movie.
Was it?
Y'all need to watch your movies a little more.
My bad.
Who made the pyramids
Dang.
and Transformers? Optimus Prime.
Yeah, Optimus Prime.
No, it was the ones before him. Whoever that were, I can't remember. The ones that were like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It says secret to Great Pyramids near perfect alignment possibly found. This is livescience.com.
Possibly.
Of course, there's no Spark Notes. I'm not about to read it.
Why not?
But then again, the Egyptians were,
They were. I mean, they were definitely ahead of their time. They were smart.
it says the 3 pyramids of Giza are some of the most mysterious, perplexing, and magnificent ancient structures in the world. Together, they demonstrate the concept of sacred alignment as they form a precise 3-dimensional map of the stars in the belt of Orion onto the ground.
That's what it is.
I'm just saying.
Aliens.
Coincidental?
They just look up and was like, you know what?
Let's put that one right there.
Right here. This
I mean,
one
they were
looks
doing
good.
a
That one
bunch
over
of-
there.
I mean, they were good with math and stars. I mean, that's how they traveled.
Sure.
What's the stars and the,
Yeah.
the North Star and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Again, where do you? It goes back to things. It's just like these stories. They go around and people grab what they want from it. Things like that. So I mean, I think that's a good. I think we can agree that the pyramids were made by man. Definitely, if it's 100,000 people for 20 years. But then I read that you couldn't make them today, in that time span. But then again, we don't have slaves. Like, could you imagine getting like 100,000 guys?
Volunteers? Yeah, right.
Volunteers,
Okay.
Like, why
To work
wouldn't it
with
be-
hand tools?
Why wouldn't it be possible to make them now?
I think he's saying, with the resources they had back then, do it the same way,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
not
the
with
same way.
machinery and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sure, with machinery, it can be done way faster
Make
with
some
a
new
lot
pyramids.
less manpower.
Make some new pyramids, dude. Let's do it.
They need a remodel.
I would like to visit.
They need a
I would
renovation.
like to visit the pyramids. I think you know what?
think
I
it'd
think
be
if we
pretty
actually
cool.
went to Egypt and like saw the pyramids, we might be like, "There's no way." Like that. There's a chance. Like I mean, we say like okay, 2.3 million blocks. That's a lot of blocks. Whatever.
That's a
But
lot
when
of
you
blocks.
How
see
big
it,
at 4.5 tons of block or 2.5 tons a block? That's
That's a
those
lot
are
of
some, those are
stone.
some big blocks.
then it goes in like, were they working 8 hours a day? Did they get
No,
breaks?
yeah,
Did they
no,
get
they
breaks?
didn't.
There's no way.
no.
No,
breaks?
slaves don't give breaks, sir.
Maybe the good slaves.
Slaves don't
Maybe
The
the
slaves don't get breaks.
maybe the ones that cooperated.
How would you know?
We'll never know. We were never back then.
We were never back then.
You
Man,
know
your
what I'm
English,
saying?
your English is real good, right?
Well,
right now.
English.
English.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
good.
even the
It's
Stone Age
good.
ones too.
It's English.
The what?
Is there people underneath the Stonehenge heads? I see like a picture going around, but I'm not sure if it was real or not.
What, the
Photoshopped.
Easter Island? At Stoneheads?
Yeah, you see the stone heads, right?
Yeah, they're all in a, they're in a circle.
And it's
all that.
actual like human head, right?
I don't think it's a human. No,
I
because
think it was something different. No.
It's narrow and really tall.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I'm sure you can build pyramids. You can build Stonehenge.
Yeah, but I mean, these are.
I mean, yeah. If you can agree that the pyramids were made by man, you could probably think. I mean, I don't know if they had slaves up there. Probably. The whole world had slaves at that point.
Probably.
Yeah.
In one form or another.
Yeah, they all had slaves, so I'm sure. Yeah, but why? That's not.
Yeah, no. See,
Why'd they have slaves?
Well, no, why? I know why they have slaves.
Oh.
They looked at that cotton field and was like, I ain't found that.
Whoa.
is this the one
Easy.
you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yes.
So I don't
That's
know.
what I'm pulling up.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was a real photo or not.
I don't see why it wasn't.
It's very possible, yeah.
So I mean, either the stone. Well, see, it'd be weird if the stone was there because they moved them all. There's a huge line of them at the shoreline.
Yeah.
That'd be
Did they move them recently?
no. I mean, that means they'd have to move those extremely tall stones
Mhm.
that are that was probably a 25 foot stone.
Oh, I'm not taller than that.
You think?
Oh yeah. Well, just look how tall a person is. Average person. Look for a
I mean,
man.
he's about 6 foot, so 6, 12, 18, 24. So it's probably about a 40 to 45 foot statue. Probably about 8 feet wide. Probably about
Yeah.
3 feet deep. Pure stone. That's a pretty big statue
It's pretty hefty.
to be able to move it. And
Anything's
then,
possible, sir.
and then to bury it, to dig a hole that deep, to put it in, and then to cover it all up with dirt. Why would you do that? Why would you carve an entire
They
statue
don't-
and
they don't
then
have-
cover from the shoulders down?
They don't have cell phones and Xbox.
They have manual labor for
really,
fun.
really think about it. Like, what do you like? Toys back then, you
You
had
know
like.
what? Let's bury a stone today, guys.
What else are you gonna do? You had nothing else to do back then.
Yeah.
You had like, I mean, your games, but it's like throw the rock in the circle. It's just like,
Tag. They probably had. Do you think?
So
do you
what,
think
Barry?
Do you think they played tag back then?
oh, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
What if they played night tag?
I wonder if they played
No, I
freeze
bet,
tag.
I bet you they didn't. You know why?
Animals,
Animals. Yep.
for sure.
You think they played freeze tag?
They probably don't know what freeze tag is.
That's.
That's an American thing.
I bet you everyone plays freeze
I think,
tag. Just about.
I think it's safe to say everybody.
It's safe to say.
All right. I guess
95%
everybody
of the world
plays
probably
it.
But
plays
then
freeze
it's
tag.
like, I mean, why would you? I mean, for religious reasons, I mean, or whatever God you believe in, they may tell you to,
I
do it.
believe in a long-faced, 45-foot tall
Stone.
rock man.
well, the Egyptians believed in that dog guy,
Dog guy.
Anubis.
Anubis.
It was not that far off.
Huh?
It was not that far off,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you have
I see where you're coming from.
nothing else going on. It's like, let's just bury the stone.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Carve a 45-foot stone dude with the long face, bury it, and let's confuse the rest of the world forever.
Let's look at it.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if they were thinking, it's like, yeah, in 20,000 years, this is going to look crazy. This is going to look wild, guys.
I wonder,
Oh,
no,
man.
they probably weren't even thinking that.
No. Because we don't think that now when we build things.
Absolutely no.
Besides, like, spaceships and things like that, you know. Like,
Well, those are just gonna be put in museums.
well, like
and last
probes
forever.
and things like that out in like space right now, traveling. I mean, we look at that and be like, 20 years from now, somebody might find it. You know?
Sure.
But we don't look at structures because I mean, probably not.
Turn into Interstellar.
Such a great movie.
Such
you seen that?
Such a great movie.
I have not.
You gotta set aside like 3 hours. to
Yeah,
watch.
easily.
Interstellar. That's with
Matthew
McConaughey.
All right.
The scene, the scene when they're in the water planet.
Yes.
It's just, but it's that math is correct though. Like what they say in that movie is possible. Besides I mean, we don't know.
We don't know.
But that's the only.
But
That's the only science fiction part of it. It's
Yeah.
a scene towards the end of it.
Towards
with
the
like
end of
with
it,
a, like
yes.
a black hole. But it all depends on
But
where the planet is, how fast it's moving, what's near it.
And see, that's so crazy. The time
'Cause, like,
they lose.
so
Sorry, we're trying.
So
we're all,
there's a-
no.
Don't give too much
we're
away.
not
Yeah,
gonna
we're
give too
trying
much.
not to give
Let's-
too much
we'll
away
we'll
that
just
way.
explain the one planet. So
Which one?
pretty much they go out. Earth is like dying, right? They can't.
Okay.
They can't keep. No, there's like a plague.
No, it's a dust storm. It's like a dust bowl almost
Okay,
type of thing.
that's killing crops.
That's killing everything.
Okay.
So no
Yeah.
food, people
Sure.
And
dying of
well,
cancer, things like
No,
that.
it's not that there's no food. It's
The food's dying. They can't grow food.
the
fast
only thing
enough.
they can grow is corn,
Yeah.
and they've tried different strands of corn to keep going.
Okay.
is
Okay.
what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. So they're on a new strand, and now it's starting to die off. So, and this was, that's like the gist of it.
Yeah. So, long story short, that I don't think they can grow food fast enough to keep up with. Like, population's crazy.
And
They
they
can't grow enough food.
And there's like
Got it.
no
So
farmers.
pretty much
Right.
they're sent out to visit these planets in space that could harvest life,
Mm-hmm.
so they can pretty much start over in a sense, right?
Okay.
So they go to this one planet that they sent the probe there earlier. So they haven't heard anything back from the probe. So
Mhm.
they're like, we're gonna go to this planet first because they say that this planet is the most suitable for life, right?
Okay.
So the way this planet is set up, it's orbiting a black hole, right? Yeah, it's orbiting a black
No,
hole.
it's not orbiting. It's right next to it because they
It's in a tidal lock, so it's pretty much that's their energy source. That's where they get the light from and everything else,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But I don't even know the correct math for it. It's like every hour they spent.
on the planet.
I guess I can just look it up.
No, that wasn't the black hole. They lost all that time when they were using the black hole to slingshot to the planet.
No, it's because the black hole was next to that planet.
And they got too close to the black hole.
The planet's too close to the black hole.
No. When they were moving, because that was the second planet they visited. The first one they went to was the other one. The
I
water
guess I
planet.
just need to see the movie.
The water planet was the second one. And when they slingshot to it using the black hole, they got too close and lost so many years. Remember the first one they went to?
Maybe. No, the first one they went to is the water one.
No, because
Yeah,
that
that was the
wasn't
very
that wasn't
because-
sending anything.
Because the black guy stays on the ship, right? They're all together. The black guy stays on the ship. I believe they sent the other guy to another planet.
No, they only had one ship.
Uh,
Maybe we
I
need
don't
to
know.
watch it again.
yeah, maybe you should just watch it again.
Gosh.
All right.
Homework. Everybody watch Interstellar.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
All
yeah,
right.
you'll at least have to set
Here we go.
aside like 3 hours
So-
easily.
Dang.
So every 1 hour they spent on this planet
Mm-hmm.
was 7 years
Yeah.
outside of the planet.
So on Earth, it was 7 years.
7 years passed
This
for every
planet,
hour.
they only spent an hour on and they lost. Well, they were there for what,
Holy
like 3
cow.
I
hours?
think for like 3 hours. So there was a guy up in the
So
ship.
that's 21 years past.
So there was a guy up in the ship, right?
That was
Yeah.
that's
orbiting.
orbiting the planet,
planet.
right? Which is normal time. But they sent two people down.
Two people. It was
two
him
people
and the
down
girl.
to go visit the other guy they sent earlier, right?
Right.
So they spent 3 hours down there because they had some problems on the planet and things like that.
Okay.
By the time they get back, 20 some years pass. But the math is correct, and it happens in space now. Like depending on where a planet is located at, how it's orbiting and things like that, you spend more time. You can spend more time on the planet, and then come back younger. So as Earth is it's hard to wrap your mind.
Oh yeah.
Like you gotta go on YouTube and watch some videos on this.
Okay.
Because
Or just
This is
watch
interesting.
Just watch Interstellar and he'll explain. Like a lot of people
yeah,
get
they, yeah,
explained.
they explain. You might have to watch it the second time. Too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the first time you'd be like,
Absolutely. You have to watch it one weekend and then wait until the next weekend, watch it again. That way you get the whole.
it's
Okay.
the closer you travel, you can't travel at the speed of light. You can travel close to it.
Yes.
So the
Okay.
faster you get to it, pretty much the less time is. So I think that's the reason why the planet, because it was close to traveling, I think, at the speed of light, something like that. So that's why when they went on the planet, they lost all this time.
Mm-hmm.
But the math is like is correct. It's like there's planets out there.
Well, no, the planet would have been moving fast. The planet would have been moving slower. Because if they only spent an hour, that means it only rotated so much, per se.
Yeah.
According
That's
to
true.
Earth,
Yeah.
it only
That could
rotated
be it, yeah.
an hour worth of time. The Earth rotated 7 years
Yeah.
worth of time. That's a lot of
That's
rotations.
true.
I'm not gonna do
So-
the math, but 365 times.
So, so
7.
pretty much they had
A
to
lot.
say look, we can go on this planet and see if it's habitable or not. So, but there's a chance it's not. Something happens, and you just spend 20 years on the spaceship doing research, and that's kind of exactly what happened.
Mhm.
Just think about that. An hour every 7 years passes.
That's crazy.
Like the guy came back, he went to the ship. The guy was all gray and everything. Like
Yeah, they had sleeping pods, but he
he decided
Yeah,
not to
he-
use it.
no, he did for the
Okay,
first
for the first
for the first 2 hours,
yeah.
and then he's you'd have to we'll have to.
Yeah, you gotta watch the movie. It's a-
All right, that's interesting.
It's a pretty
I guess I'll have to see that. I never showed interest in that movie.
yeah.
No, that's neither did I.
Yeah.
And then I watched it when I was over in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
We watched it like 6 times.
It's a
Nice.
long movie too, but like I said, it's really good though. I
Okay.
wonder if they're gonna make another one. They kind of add on to the end of it.
Why?
They could.
They could.
They could.
They could. But even that, at the end of it, he's got all that new stuff to where he can get there and get back in like a matter of.
True. Yeah, they
Hours.
should just leave it.
Yeah,
Leave
no, the
it
way they
there.
ended it was good.
Because if they add anything else to it, I think they could be just guys.
They could.
Like, it's a
It
great-
could get.
it's a great
It could
movie.
get
It's really good.
more sci-fi than
Yeah.
they probably would want.
Yeah.
Because even that, it wasn't that
That,
sci-fi-ish.
that was my biggest problem with it. It was just like, it's just the ending because it was just a little too much sci-fi for me.
At the end.
Yeah.
At the end. Yes, but before all that, no, it was a great
Have
movie.
you seen any of the what's this movies? Is it the Paradox? Not the Paradox. Cloverfield Lane. Any of the Cloverfield movies?
No, not really.
They're kind of like Interstellar in a sense too. The last one was. It's a
I
trash
thought you were talking.
movie.
I thought.
Cloverfield. Is that the one about they quarantined the people?
Yeah, and the
In the
first
hotel?
first
The
one is in
first
the
one.
apartment building.
Right, the apartment
The
building.
second one is with John Goodman.
He's in the bunker. Yeah, but that's like
In
an
the
alien
bunker.
invasion.
But the third one that's
They-
on Netflix. There's a third one that's on Netflix
Yeah,
that released last year on the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Oh, they had like an ad. It was like, this movie's out now. Like on
Mhm.
Netflix, the movie's out.
Go now.
But they have a little bit of that travel, and it shows how the monsters get there.
Really?
and
Oh, it actually figure. Yeah, okay.
Yep, and apparently it lines up. So when in the third movie, when
No.
Huh.
No, Cloverfield's not when they're trapped in the apartment. That's actual Quarantine. That's the movie called Quarantine. The first
Okay.
Cloverfield
There
is
is
they're attacking New York.
there is an apartment scene in
Yeah, no. What you're talking about is
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
all video recorded like Cloverfield, but it's called Quarantine.
Okay, no, I don't think I've seen Cloverfield.
And they quarantine the apartment building because there's some killer
Yeah.
baby in there or something.
Well, it's like a disease or whatever. You like become a zombie or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's
but
some type of plague that
Yeah.
they get and they quarantine them in there.
Cloverfield is filmed like that, but it takes place in New York, and they're out in
Okay.
the town, like in downtown New York, or
downtown
something.
New York, something like
Just
that.
filming around,
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
it just happens, and you barely. I mean, you see like a tentacle, and that's like it.
Yeah, you really
You don't get to
them-
see much.
You don't really see a lot of the monsters.
It's more of like
In the first one or
Yes,
all of them?
All of them. But when you do see him, you're just like, holy shit.
In the second one in Cloverfield, in the second one in Cloverfield Lane, at the end, you get to see. I mean, it's at the
Yes.
end, and it's like not
that
much,
ending
but
was so bad. That ending was
most.
oh, it was so bad. It was just like I was like, they're not about to do this. Are you? Oh my god. Okay. They should have ended it when she came out. When she came out, saw it,
just
end
with the camera looking at her, just
end it. That's
and
it.
then end it.
Perfect ending.
Yeah,
Perfect ending.
yeah.
It was like that movie with it's another space movie with the guy who plays Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
He was in it
Life.
He was in it for like I don't know, like a couple minutes.
Like 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Have you seen that?
No.
Another movie. The ending is just like it's another like space movie.
Yeah, see,
It
the
deals
ending,
with,
the
like-
ending in
Okay.
that one was good
That-
because it left you on the edge of
I
your
mean,
seat.
I saw it coming. I was just like,
I mean, it was kind of obvious considering the
like, this
that
is-
would suck
yeah.
though.
When do you guys find time to watch all these movies?
I don't know. I saw. I think I saw
Most
like
of these
a-
I
Well,
like.
you had time.
Yeah.
I had it the last 4 years.
I
Well,
think I saw
yeah.
Netflix. The one on the Cloverfield. I watched on Netflix.
Mhm.
It should be still on there. Life movie. I think I've seen that on a plane last year.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good movies. So,
No, then there's the other one. There's Prometheus.
have you seen
Yes.
Have you seen all of them plus the alien ones?
I don't think I've seen like the original Alien movies.
Well, no,
Well, there's only
it's
two.
Prometheus and then
It was Prometheus and then
Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant.
Those are the only two.
Just
Yeah.
the two. Yes.
well,
I've
those
seen both
those
of
two
them.
those two go together.
Yes.
Yeah. But they all tie in with the other movies too.
Yeah.
They just happened before.
Yeah, these
All
are
of
Right. These are the pre to the Alien
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, they're
Right.
my I think
But,
my favorite movies.
Prometheus,
Yeah, but see-
Prometheus and Alien Covenant were both pretty good.
back to that. The prequel thing. I mean, that sometimes that's pretty dumb. Sometimes I don't like that
Okay.
when they make.
Star Wars.
I have yet to
That-
see Star Wars.
I haven't seen them either.
I got to.
Bro, we had them on VHS.
I
Dude,
remember
that's
you-
like 16
you guys
hours
were-
worth
yeah.
of video.
Yeah,
no,
that's-
it's not.
Come on.
Not when the
Come
first 6 came out.
First 6.
Well, okay, you
at
could
least
do the first
at
3.
least 2 hours per movie. That's already 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely need to watch the Star Wars movies.
You
Don't get me
should.
wrong, I wouldn't mind seeing them.
Yeah.
So what's the proper way to watch them? The way they came out,
No.
or do you
Yes, that's what
watch
I heard.
1 through 7?
No, that is not the way.
So then why did they come out that way?
Don't ask me. You can look at them. The
Yep.
first 3 that came out were numbered 4, 5, and 6. The second 3 that came out were numbered 1, 2, and 3.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you watch 1, 2, and 3, okay, so if you watch the 4th one, the first one that came out, it starts off with, Darth Vader and
Yeah.
everything.
Sure.
1, 2, and 3 shows the becoming of Darth Vader
Sure.
and how Darth Vader comes to life.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then you're supposed
Of
to
course.
watch 4, 5, and 6. And then you're supposed to, well, even before that, see, this is where it comes to the prequel thing. You're supposed to watch Han Solo first, the movie Han Solo.
yes.
That comes before
Which
all
I
of
heard
them.
was trash.
Really? I mean, it was pretty good.
Then there was Rogue One.
Rogue One, you have to watch. No, see, Rogue One, you would watch.
That's in between like 3 and 4 or something like that. 5 and 6 or
in
something
between
like
one
that.
of those two, yeah.
So you go from good quality to crappy quality to really good quality to crappy quality.
That would throw me off.
Come on.
See, it's the same way. Yeah, it's
I think I'll watch it like the order they came out first, and then I'll probably go back.
Dude, you gotta have a lot of
Yeah,
free
that's-
I
time.
don't know if I have enough free time.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
that's a lot of free time.
Have it done by next week.
Oh my gosh.
No, just the homework for this week is just Interstellar for you,
Yeah, you
Interstellar.
gotta. Yeah.
and we'll have to
When
rewatch
you come back
it
next
too.
week, you gotta tell us your
Well, it's
thoughts.
also-
on
It's the
Four-
holiday weekend.
4-day weekend?
5-day weekend for me.
Okay.
I got
What about you?
time.
What you got?
I'm off to the second.
I hate
You
all
dirty
of,
dog.
I hate all of you.
I
go
mean,
back
I
to
mean, I work.
26.
I work Tuesdays,
Yeah, I took
Thursdays
the 26th off.
at the hospital, but
Nope, I go
one
back
of
to
the days I'm
26.
free.
I,
Right on.
you guys got? I only have New Year's Day off. I don't have New Year's Eve off.
Same.
Same.
Might not feel good on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I don't
Don't
think
know
I'll be
yet.
doing that because the guy I'm replacing leaves that day. So, yeah,
I feel it. Yeah, but you be off at 2 o'clock though.
absolutely.
That's not bad.
Yeah, still not bad.
Yeah.
Then you go home, you take a nap, and then you're good to go, man.
I probably wouldn't even take that.
Are you guys doing anything New Year's Eve this year?
I don't think so. What? Hospital too. I mean, I worked the first at the hospital,
Mhm.
but I don't come in until like 3.
Wait. You have all this time then? You said, "Oh,
Yeah.
I ain't got no time." You got plenty
Yeah.
of
I
time
got
to
plenty
watch
of time to watch Star Wars.
Absolutely.
I got plenty of time. I'm gonna start knocking them out.
That's like the same thing. Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god!
I've seen
Haven't seen any.
I've seen them
when I
all.
was, like younger. I've seen like. One.
I don't remember Two Towers or Return of the King. I have to rewatch those.
Those are like some of the. Those, I mean, they were. I mean, all of them were great. I think.
So I need to watch those again.
But
I know
see,
Fellowship of the Ring is by the back of my hand. All the Hobbit movies, I know them.
Yeah.
Boom.
and see, that's the same thing. The Hobbit movies are prequels to
To Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
So confusing.
They're
You know, like,
it's
yeah.
Bilbo
Because-
Baggins' story.
Yes, because
That he's writing.
Because listen, in Lord of the Rings,
He's writing this story.
he's writing his story in a giant book
Yeah.
to give to his son for when he goes away. So the Hobbit is his adventure
Mm-hmm.
about what
Okay,
he's writing
I've
in
heard
the
that
book
somewhere.
in Lord of the Rings.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
I like Alien Covenant and Prometheus because it's just 2 movies.
Yeah, I mean,
It's easy. It's easy to keep up with. It's,
okay, but
it's super easy.
okay, so you want to get technical? Marvel.
That's all we can talk. We're gonna have a whole podcast.
Dude, there are
Yeah, so
so
let's just go ahead and put
many
that one on
more.
just
the back
for
burner.
Marvel. We'll talk more about Marvel closer to.
We'll do a whole episode of just
Towards April
towards April
for
for
Endgame.
yes,
Endgame.
Endgame. We're definitely gonna talk about that.
So we'll just put that
I
on the back
spoiled Infinity War. I would just say that. I watched pretty much the big scenes before the movie came out.
like the trailer.
And no, not the trailer. Like the actual scenes in the movie. Somebody like can ripped it. I was
Oh.
like, I gotta
Why
find out-
would you do
Why
that?
would you
find
ruin
out,
it?
I gotta find out who dies.
I haven't even watched it.
Who said they all die?
Not all of them died.
No, I'm saying I gotta find out who dies. I knew somebody was gonna die. I
Oh,
wasn't
this
sure.
is when he watched.
Yeah,
the
when I
video,
watched
the bootleg.
before it came out. Like, I wanted to see who died.
Mm.
Then I saw. I was just like, no. But no, I can't wait for Endgame. I have no idea what they plan on doing.
Well, even that.
I've
So
heard
clearly,
about the
by the
theories.
name, this is going to be the last Avengers, isn't it?
No.
No?
Well, they just got the. They
Or
got
is
the
this
rights.
just Endgame for Thanos?
I don't know what the Endgame is.
I don't know what the Endgame is. I never read any of the comics,
Neither
so
did I.
What I hope for, like the fanboy in me,
Uh-huh.
like I hope Ultron comes back and then puts on the gauntlet because in the comics there's like I think it was like the cartoons.
Yeah, so many people wore the gauntlet.
Yeah, in the comics, Ultron came back. No, I think Tony Stark created another robot to harness the power of the Infinity Gauntlet so they can kill Thanos. But
Okay.
then it was actually Ultron the whole time, and he had the gauntlet, but he didn't need it. Like he just sucked in all the stones, and it was like just crazy killing.
Yeah,
that
I
robot.
mean-
oh jeez.
I loved Ultron. I didn't like the movie.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
he could have been a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean he could have.
Now, see, that's where I don't understand certain things because I didn't read the comics, and a lot of people that did read comics are obviously upset with movies just because
They're not
usually
the
the
same.
I'm not-
books are better.
See, I'm not upset with the movies because the
Mhm.
movies are not based off the comics.
Oh, okay.
They pick and choose here and there.
Okay.
I mean,
what
that was
they
a
wanna
plus
do.
side of, having Stan Lee
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah, but I think there's so many other people playing a part in
Yeah,
Marvel
yeah,
movies.
yeah, true.
I think Stanley
Ah.
dying has nothing. R.I.P. to Stanley. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That hurt.
He's,
that hurt.
he's
that
the
day.
man.
Yeah.
That
The
hurt.
man.
I'll be
but-
straight honest with you guys. I did not know he was the author of all the Marvel comics.
He's the
Just throwing that out there.
co-author. There's another
The
guy.
creator of
I think
all the
it's Kirby.
characters or whatever.
It's like something Kirby.
I don't know.
There's someone else, yes, but good
He-
news.
Yeah,
They did film his scene
they did.
for Avengers, I
Yes.
believe. So
Yeah.
he will be in.
Okay.
That will
I
be
think
his
4
last.
Yeah, that'll be his last.
Awesome.
I think he's in. He's not in Captain Marvel or what's the?
Yeah, Captain
Yeah, he's
Marvel.
in Captain Marvel.
Is he in
Yeah,
Captain Marvel?
that finished like a year ago. They finished filming that like a year ago.
Okay, so
yeah, it would definitely
Captain
be that.
Marvel's coming out very soon too, correct?
Yeah, then right before
Endgame.
Endgame.
Okay.
'cause
Then after
because-
Endgame is Spider-Man.
So,
Because I'm pretty sure she's in, and she's got to be in Endgame.
She's gonna have a huge part in it.
Because at the end of the last one,
She's gonna have a huge part in it.
Was I understanding correctly? There's the third Deadpool coming out.
there's a second one that it came out at Christmas. It was like a Christmas special. Deadpool.
Yeah, you might be thinking of. I'm sure they're gonna do it. No, they might.
It's like a PG-13 version.
Yeah, same one as the second one. They just released a PG-13 version.
Because I was hearing that they're trying to get Deadpool in the Avengers.
So here's.
But
the
he
thing.
has to be PG-13.
Marvel has the rights to Fox characters now. So back in the day, Marvel was going bankrupt.
Okay.
Right? So these studios bought all the rights to the characters for movies and things like that. Marvel just got back, or Disney just got back, the Fantastic Four, the
Okay.
X-Men, which
Okay.
includes like Deadpool and things like that.
There's
Gotcha.
a new X-Men movie coming out.
That's still coming out.
That looks
That's
like
the last.
so weird.
Dark Phoenix or
Yeah.
something like that?
No, a different one. Mutants. It's called Mutants. Actually, sorry.
I don't know.
It's like
Are you
a.
sure that has to do with X-Men?
I thought it might have been because it
I
was
don't
called
think so.
Mutants.
I think the next one coming out.
I know it's Dark Phoenix.
Is a Dark Phoenix, and then that's gonna be it for.
And see, those were all prequels too.
Yeah, those movies are dumb. I can't stand that.
First Class.
But it's gonna be interesting to see because after Endgame, that's when they're gonna start bringing in Fantastic Four, X-Men,
Okay.
and all that. Good
Awesome.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
gotta
that-
bring in all of them.
Yeah, they have to bring in everybody. That's what they're planning. Deadpool.
Dude, they're gonna be making movies for like the next 50 years.
Yeah. There's.
All right, let's not get too far on Marvel then.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole episode
Yeah, we already did it.
Sure.
Okay.
next week, so we're gonna keep this going.
So, Well, what's everybody's take on DC?
We'll do that
Yeah,
after Marvel.
I just want to be on the record and say
okay.
DC is trash.
No, I mean they're
Uh,
not
they're-
bad.
DC
They make
movies are
good movies. They
I'm
make pretty good.
I'm not gonna
movies.
lie. I'm
Come
looking
on.
forward to seeing Aquaman. Aquaman looks pretty good.
Nick doesn't want to see Aquaman because what he did to his girl Daenerys in Game of Thrones. He's still holding it.
He tore it up.
He tore that ass up. That's why Nick doesn't
Oh,
want to see
man.
Aquaman.
Now I can say
No, I was gonna go see it.
the DC.
That way I could boo him the whole time.
Oh jeez. I can say I've been enjoying the DC TV shows.
I heard the TV shows are good.
TV shows are not bad.
But see, there's a way you have to watch them. You know that, right?
Yes, and I've been keeping up with all of them.
Okay. There's an actual list called
Right.
the Arrowverse.
Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, and DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
And there's 3 other ones.
Which ones?
Oh, there's one that's only a web series, so you can only watch it on the computer on the website.
I don't
Yeah,
know about
there's
these.
Stop giving me homework.
there's like
Dude, you're
8,
so far behind on the TV shows.
I
there's
wanna
like
catch
8
up.
seasons. Or 8
Yeah.
Like I said,
eight different
I
shows.
just started
Sorry.
Game of Thrones, like I said, last year. I mean,
Oh,
this is
we're gonna have to
beginning
talk
of
about
this
that too next year.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Game of Thrones, winter's
year.
coming.
We should do a.
The first trailer came out and I haven't even watched it.
I haven't seen it either.
I don't want to.
We should do a Game of Thrones rewatch.
Marathon.
Yeah, and
You know how long
and
that
then
would
talk
take?
about
You know how long that's gonna
because I
take?
need to watch it again because I said watch it through one time.
Right.
Now that I know everything that goes on, what happened, I can kind of go back and pick and I pay attention to other scenes.
Sure,
things like that, see what I
yeah.
can grab from it.
You know, my wife, she watched all of the Game of Thrones in like 3 weeks.
That's I think it took me about 4 because after the scene,
I couldn't believe it.
After the wedding. I cut it off and didn't watch it for a week after that. I was so
The Red Wedding.
I was so mentally drained
Ooh,
because I
yes.
invested all this time in these characters, and I was
Yep.
like,
Every time they killed off a character, every time it's like,
like,
he's
whoa.
definitely not the norm.
yes.
Killing off main characters
Yes.
like they're freaking
It's like,
squirrels in
Like,
trees.
when
Like,
people said that, I was like, okay, they're gonna kill like two main characters, and that'd be it. I'm like, can you
They
stop
took
killing
out-
people?
they kill 2 main characters every
It's like,
goddamn
oh,
episode.
this is person.
They
Oh,
took
he's
out
dead.
the whole family.
Every episode they kill.
As soon as I start to figure out who somebody was,
It's like it's okay. We're gonna
They're
kill
dead.
them off next
It's like,
episode.
oh, okay, now I don't have to worry about them. They're
God
gone.
damn it. All right. What else do you guys want to talk about? Let's see. Let's talk about the Guatemalan girl, because the whole immigration thing and.
Mhm.
Oh, if you want to talk about immigration thing, why don't we just talk about the caravan?
Okay, yeah, we can dive into the caravan too. Let's dive into the caravan first, and let's try to get the facts out there first for the caravan. So, what have you heard about the caravan?
Last thing I read about the caravan
Yeah.
was people. They were. What was it? Our side was not our side, but the U.S. side of the border
Yeah.
was shooting tear gas in there, and they interviewed a lady who said I mean
Yeah.
it was tear gas
Yeah.
canisters. Oh jeez.
Oh God, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Good?
but
Oh, we're good.
I did hear that they were like complaining because there was kids and things like that. Okay, so the U.S. was
They were shooting tear
Shooting
gas in them
tear
because
gas.
they were.
across the border.
The border's not on the border.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, but there's
They were also destroying
Yeah.
the wall
So
that was built there. They
pretty
were breaking
much-
it down and stuff. So they were trying to get them away from the wall.
there was a caravan. There was like a huge caravan coming from South America of
Mhm.
people
Okay.
pretty much immigrating to the United States
Illegally.
illegally.
Okay.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Because, I mean,
There was, I believe they do have set up like a camp of like lawyers and things like that to do paperwork for people
Okay.
coming in and things like that.
yeah,
Okay.
but I bet you they're only doing paperwork for the people who are giving them stuff, information.
Yeah, I'm sure that, and I
There's-
say
there's,
that big
you
of
know-
a caravan. I don't know how many people. I don't know if you can look up how many people was part of the caravan, but pretty much leave their crappy country, and look for a better life. Do you blame them
For leaving
for leaving and trying
to come over
to
here?
come to the United States?
Hey, immigration is a touchy situation.
That's how I feel. Like
I have no problem with
Yeah.
somebody that wants to come to the U.S. and live in the U.S.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that. Do it by the book, though. If you come in,
Yeah.
you do what you're supposed to do. Say get your citizenship or
Yeah.
whatever, get your green card or whatever. If you follow the rules, then there's no problem with you coming over.
yeah.
But if you try and sneak in and then say you get on like food stamps or government assistance, that's like stealing money from us.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, definitely. If you come in
Illegally. If you want to come in and you do things by the book and you get things squared away, hey, I'm cool with that. If you're trying to better yourself, by all means, do it.
even if it's illegally, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I understand. Because I'm putting myself in their shoes as a father. Right?
Okay, sure.
If you live in a country where people are constantly being killed, you have no food, no clean water,
Okay.
and I see, within walking distance, like the lottery of like countries, you're damn right I'm gonna try to sneak in that country. Like, because at the end of the day, I gotta make sure it almost goes back to the primal in us, like almost like the how do you say the
Animal instinct.
the animal in us,
Survival instinct or
It's
whatever.
like we got to make sure our seed survives. We need to make
Sure.
sure our people survive.
Yeah.
If
So-
that means going into a country illegally, I'm gonna do it.
Now, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Whether you're legal or illegal,
Yeah.
we're pretty good about things, even if you're illegal over here.
Yes.
Normally, you try and be illegal in a Europe country or somewhere else, or say
Yeah.
go to Mexico or whatever. You go to other places. There's some places that'll kill you for coming in there illegally
Yeah, but
or imprisoning
I
you.
think the reason why it's not that big of a deal is because, then again, if I can choose between to immigrate to Mexico or the United States, I'm going to the United States.
Sure.
Like, nobody from South America is like, yo, I'm gonna sneak into Mexico.
Well,
Well, I don't think it's ever going to
no.
get there anyway.
Their benefits is popping. They're like, nah, if I go like 100 miles that way, it's like I'm in the United States. Like,
well, yeah, sure. I mean, people are gonna come here.
again, like I said, I don't agree with it, but I understand where they're coming from, and I can, I feel bad for definitely the kids in a sense, because then it goes back to the. So, did you find out how many people were in the caravan?
The only thing I could find was around October time frame.
Yeah.
They said it was still growing, but it
Yeah.
was almost at 10,000.
Okay,
people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
And I saw there was a map of where they traveled from.
I think it was far south.
I don't think it was that far.
No?
But yeah, I know. But then I don't know.
So pretty much this girl.
The Guatemalan girl.
Yeah, she was part of the caravan. Her
Mm-hmm.
family was taken by immigration in the United States.
Sure.
She ends up dying in custody a couple days
Right.
later, right?
So yeah, from what I was reading,
Mhm.
she was apparently in good health
Yep.
when she was checked in, and apparently her father and everything signed off on the
Yeah.
paperwork for it.
So no, she was not in good health.
No.
But this is where it gets tricky at, and this is why people, it goes back to the fake news and things like that. You see
Okay.
the headline: Guatemalan girl dies in U.S. custody, 7 years old, right?
Sure.
So people are like, oh my God,
Right.
United States are killing people. It's like
Uh-huh.
they don't talk about. Look, you're traveling thousands of miles. I don't know thousands, but you travel hundreds of miles
Mhm.
from another country.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sick. You probably not eating the best. You probably don't have no water.
Sure. She died of dehydration.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, and even the father was like, said on, I think on the interview, it was just like, United States treated her. He had no problem
Well,
with
sure,
how she was treated.
Yeah, I wasn't
Meant-
saying
yeah.
that the U.S. didn't treat her
Yeah.
well or whatever. I was just going by what I was.
Yeah.
I thought I read that they signed her off as in good health when she came into
Yeah.
custody.
Yeah, no, I don't think she had good health. Well,
Okay.
they probably did sign her off, but then
Sure.
eventually she just got probably sicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the father did say that he has no problems with how she was treated by the
Okay.
United States.
Okay.
Which says that, as a father, he's just saying, look, I attempted to make a better life for my kids. This happened,
Right.
And I don't think he shouldn't feel bad. He shouldn't feel bad for it. He should be, yeah, it's hard to lose a child, but then it's like, I attempted to her have a better life.
Hopefully
she
she's
might have
gonna-
lived. She might have lived, a chance of her living 45, 50 years longer than what she would have lived in Guatemala or something
Mhm.
like that.
Sure.
And to caveat off that,
Yep.
2 teens were just killed in that caravan as well this past week.
By the United States.
No, they were in the youth shelter part of the camp.
Yep.
I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of the city. It's right there. Starts with the T.
Tijuana.
Is it Tijuana?
I think it's Tijuana.
Is it Tijuana?
Yeah, it might be.
That's the last spot where they can get to before hitting the border.
Yep.
So there's a sports arena there.
Uh-huh.
So these 2 teens decided to go rob somebody
Yep.
at the sports arena and got stabbed. And apparently their bodies were dumped like a week and a half ago. And they just found them.
Now, does that make if you take 10,000 people of anybody, you're gonna have a couple bad apples. I don't think that's it outlines.
No, it's definitely not a
the
justification. Because farther down in the paragraph, the Trump administration is
Mhm.
trying to help protect them still.
Yeah.
Trying to get Mexico to host them
Yeah.
in the city there instead of, on the very outskirts.
Okay,
And
yeah.
they're still allowing people to enter.
Yeah.
They're only doing a certain amount of people per day though.
Mm.
Because they have to,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
go through all of it and everything. So they
Now-
are allowing people, asylum seekers,
Yeah.
to enter the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, do you think a wall would help with that?
Would help with what?
Just,
I mean, there is.
The whole-
there kind of is a wall.
but just
there.
think of like the wall Trump once built.
I'm sure it has its pros and cons.
Do you think? Do you
Well,
think
you've
it'd be
never
worth
seen
it?
that? You never seen that video of the 4 guys that climbed that 20-foot wall?
Yeah, I see that. Do you think it's if you were president, would you build a wall?
I think it'd be
had
a
to
waste
think-
of resources and money.
Okay.
Well, even that's only if it gets approved by Congress anyway.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Which is about to shut down the government because they won't approve of it. But then again, it's just like
So what? So they can destroy the wall and we just have to keep rebuilding it?
Yeah.
Or they, excellent climbers, climb over it?
under it, dig under it. It's
I don't
Swim
think
around it.
I don't think there's going to be much better than
Yeah.
what's being done already. Personally,
Yeah, I
just
think
border
I think
patrol.
it's a waste of money. I think you can spend half the money it's going to take to build a wall, and then kind of maybe put in a better system on how to take in immigrants because they're going to come in
Sure.
regardless. As
Oh,
long
yeah.
as America is on the other side of that wall, people are going to find their way in.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
sure.
way you got to look at it.
Absolutely.
As long as it's America, people will find their way inside. It's just,
Yep.
I mean, we rock. We're awesome. I mean,
We're not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
off subject real quick. I was talking to somebody about the like the afterlife, and we were talking about like, well, what if we were reincarnated, into another person? I was like, could you imagine like you live in America, everything's cool, you die, you get reincarnated into like some African country, and they have like a war going on, and you have no food and things like that. It's like,
Internet.
I was like, why do people want to be reincarnated in another person? Like that doesn't sound like fun. Like
No.
it's like we hit the lottery, the lottery when it comes to like being born. Like we were all born in the United States. Oh, I mean, I wasn't born in the United States, but I was born.
So you're not an American, is that what you're saying?
I'm semi-American.
Semi-American.
All right,
But then
we
again, it's
accept
like
you.
you could be born into a country where you have to form a caravan and go to another country in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think it's just crazy. I think a lot of it's being blown out of proportion, and that's a problem I have with, the left sometimes. Is that, they see this girl got killed, but they're not talking about, look, she probably didn't drink for a couple of days, she probably had no food, and probably leaded up to, by the time she got to the border, she died.
That's why I hate the news, man. They give you the information that they want you to see.
Yep.
They don't give you all the facts.
You almost have to go to two different news sources to get.
Sure.
You have to go to the
You
far
gotta
left.
go to multiple ones.
You have to go to the far right,
Yeah.
and then you have to make a decision in the middle. Or where, I mean, you might be right. I think I lean more left than I do right. But I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Like if this is it, if she died because she hasn't been drinking water and food, things like that. That's what it is. I'm not blaming border control for killing this girl because they didn't. If you think about it, the father did in a sense.
Sure.
Nobody forced them forced them to go.
No one forced them to
But,
pack everything up and.
You want to survive, and I don't blame them for doing it. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think again it goes back to like our subject in the beginning. It's like you can't believe everything we're told.
This is true. Yeah.
Let's keep it moving.
Yep.
Confederate flag removed from West Virginia courthouse. I did not read this article. I'm just gonna take the headline of it.
Oh, jeez.
How do you guys feel about the Confederate flag?
So the Confederate flag, and just say in general, a lot of these historic monuments and statues and stuff that's going around. Why tear them down? Why?
Okay.
Why? I mean, why do what they're doing?
Yeah, like
I mean,
all the statues. I mean,
so that is a part of history.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was made, it's not like multiple versions of the Bible where you got to choose which one to believe or whatever. Yeah. Usually, statues are made for a purpose, and
that's like at the high school where they tore down they took down the statue of what is it, the General Lee.
Yeah.
General Robert E. Lee.
Yep.
Was taken down. Yeah.
Okay, so they took that down. So what if someone got upset about the Lincoln Memorial, and they, had to tear down the Lincoln statue?
Okay.
I don't
what
like.
I'm saying?
I think this is where the problem lies. Okay.
I mean, they might have lost, but who cares?
Well, who cares? Here's the thing with that. Look at Germany and the Nazis. Now, I'm not saying the Confederates are Nazis. I'm not saying
okay, sure.
they're even comparable from what the Nazis did, because they're not.
They're not.
Okay.
They're just.
But it's another party that was created. It was another party that was created.
Yeah.
That fought against
a different party.
It's
the same thing with the North and the South.
So you take Germany, right? Granted, what Hitler did, the Grant Power, everything was legal. He created his own party, got a following. Germany lost. They revert back to another government, right? Now, if there's statues were built of Hitler in that time and different generals of the SS and things like that, should they still be standing today?
That's a good question.
That is good.
Not even looking at what they did. I'm taking what they did out. I'm just taking the base knowledge of it was another party.
Yeah, but see, it's also hard to determine that because of the knowledge we do know about them.
Yeah,
the North and the South was I'm going to say this, it was a clean fight between the two. Hitler did a lot of genocide.
But it was a clean fight though, because he was
No, it was a clean fight between him and other countries.
no
Not,
for him to gain power it was a clean.
yes.
Like he was
Okay.
elected.
Right.
There was nothing. There was no meddling with the. He ran on a platform
Sure.
of obviously
You
not
know, he
killing.
ran on a panel with everybody else.
Yeah.
Did all that
Everything
stuff.
else is legal. He just created a separate. It's almost like somebody, like the Green Party gets
Yeah.
elected and they decide to do the
Ah,
thing.
gotta love
Like,
that
Okay.
Green Party.
And so, do we leave those statues still standing? Because the way I look at it, and this is the way I look at the Confederates, right? You lost. Sorry. Like maybe if you guys won, we'll keep your statues in front. But you lost. At the end of the day, you lost. You try to fight and you lost.
Right.
And I would say the same thing about the North. If the North would lose, and they had monuments up, I'd be like, "Yo, you lost. Like, take that shit down. That's right. You guys lost. what do you guys? Why are they hanging on? They say it's the heritage and things like that.
Right.
Well, even that, the Confederate flag was a battle standard.
Okay, I had Nazi great grandparents, right? Remember, I have photos of like my mom's like I think it's my mom's grandfather and uncle
Right.
in SS uniform, like in Nazi uniforms, right?
Dude, that's so cool.
Now
Yeah.
that's hold on, that's my
You still got
heritage.
them pictures?
Sure.
Should I put a Nazi flag on my vehicle to promote my heritage?
Hey, man, whatever's floats your boat.
Well, it all depends because when I was in Japan,
Yeah,
that symbol,
the symbol. That's correct.
it means something completely
Yes.
different.
It's actually the symbol. The Nazi symbol originated in India, because in India there's a bunch of buildings that are shaped like the Nazi.
Okay.
but it's
Swastika?
originally the swastika. Yeah. Why couldn't I think of swastika?
It's
Come
your
on, man.
heritage, man. Come on.
My heritage.
But no, in Japan, it means like hope.
Yeah,
and
I
it
think
was
it's
carved.
meaning
okay.
It was
hope,
carved
yeah.
into stones. It
Oh,
was
wow.
it was carved into everything.
Yeah, like I said, I just think the way I look at it, I just say they lost. I
So-
mean, if they're already, I don't think they should have been built in the first place. The statues, if they're standing, as long as they're not hovering over government property and things like that, I have no problem with it. I don't think they should take it down. They should leave it up. But if it's like on a courthouse, that shit should come down. The courthouse should not be flying a Confederate flag. In some of these southern countries, they still do. That to me just like
Southern country. I mean,
southern
States.
states. Yeah, thanks for correcting.
Sorry.
Some of these southern states, they shouldn't be flying it like on state, property, courthouses, public buildings, things like that. Even the monuments. Say, if they're built already, I have no problem. I don't think any more should be built, which I don't think they're planning to do.
Right.
you know,
I think
I'm gonna build one in my house.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Put it out my
Can I-
front
can I
yard.
help you?
I'm gonna put it out in the front yard.
I don't think they should take. I don't think they should take them down. Unless
Right.
unless they're on
Yeah.
state property. Things like that. Other than that, leave them up.
So, not to go back to the whole Germany
Yeah.
situation with Hitler and everything, but back then they had all those concentration camps
Yep.
where Hitler, made the Jews go and
Uh-huh.
work and be killed and whatnot.
Yep.
Are all those camps still standing?
A lot of them are.
A lot of them
A
are.
lot of the
A
camps.
lot
are
of the
the
big
same.
ones are
Mhm.
like the ones in Poland,
Yeah.
Warsaw.
Okay, so not so much as a statue, but it's still
A symbol.
a symbol or a resemblance of what happened in the past.
And see,
Okay,
Why-
that's a valid
Why
point.
would they still be standing
It
if
is a
it was
valid
such
point.
a
Valid point.
horrible,
Yeah.
piece of history?
and that brings
Why
me,
not bring them down?
and that brings me to this way off topic, but
Yeah.
all the people that believe it didn't even happen.
Yes.
Those people.
Yes. Oh, we could go for hours.
Yeah, this might need to be finished on another one.
So you do have a good point there.
I mean, I'm not trying to, be a butt about things, but I mean,
I know
Again.
Germany is really big on not letting history repeat itself. Like if you
Okay.
go
Yeah.
to a salute, like a Nazi salute, like
Mhm.
you get picked up. Like you put anything on social media,
Right.
Like you might get picked up. Like I remember,
Right.
oh, no kidding.
I think I copied like my uncle or maybe my cousin like on like a funny like Hitler post, right? Making fun of Hitler. And he was like, "No, don't tag me on that." Right? Just, we share like funny stuff like over like WhatsApp and things like that.
Right.
But nothing like he's like, "No, don't tag me on that." I think they're really big on that. So
No
I can
kidding.
say the reason there's obviously money. They do tours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
yeah.
again, the show, I mean, maybe it's more or less like a memorial.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
was. Yeah,
Okay.
memorial.
I
Just
can
like
see that. But I do understand where you're coming from with, the same concept as a part of a negative part of history. Why is it still standing?
Sure. Okay.
yeah. It's kind of both if you think about it. It's a
Mhm.
memorial and like a remembrance type of thing where
And like you
why
said,
is it still there?
don't repeat history.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do something with. I mean, they could do something with it, like because I don't know if have they done anything with.
Like I said, I don't think there's any concentration camps
Well,
standing.
no, I know they're
but,
not
like,
really.
It's like these, those like old hospitals around Maryland.
Yeah.
Where they're like run down and you can like go visit them at night. I don't think it's like there's like concentration camps out in the woods. Like, yo, let's go to concentration camps at nighttime. Like,
Hey, dude, let's go
man.
check this out.
spooky. I think they do. Like I said, I know they do the tours and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right on.
but that's a very good point. See what else we have. We talked about the moon landing, Confederates, Guatemalan girl.
Mm-hmm.
What time we got? We got 7:34. Let's talk about that.
How about that dad homeschooling his
extremist
kids?
black man.
The what?
That extremist black man.
Extremist.
All right, so there's a video going around Facebook.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure it's an old video.
It's an old
but-
video, but
it's
it just
old.
It's
surfaced.
circling around again.
And
Time
see, I bet you resurfaced because of what the Trump administration did with the ban on the bump stocks and
Yes,
stuff.
maybe.
I mean, everything's gonna pop up now.
Yeah,
All old
sure.
videos on
So-
guns, everything's gonna pop up.
I think what he's doing is good in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
but I will say this: white people
Go ahead. Go ahead.
on
Say
my
it.
timeline need to stop acting like this is a good thing.
Okay.
I've seen so
Well,
many
listen, hang
people.
on.
Hold on. I see so many people share it, like it. I agree with this man.
Right?
He's talking about killing you guys. Right? They're looking at the gun aspect. Oh, he's showing his kids because hold on, it fits their narrative, right?
Right.
It fits their narrative, right? Oh, my kid's gonna have guns. I'm gonna show them how to shoot, things like that. That's what they're seeing of it. Oh, the kids have guns. He's showing them how to be responsible, all that good stuff. I like
Right.
this. This is cool. I agree with this guy, but you're not really listening to the things he's saying.
So
This
I didn't.
is direct Nation of Islam, which I don't know if you guys are too familiar with.
No.
But it's pretty much the Nation of Islam was part of Malcolm X and things like that. Malcolm X was part of it, which is pretty much
Okay.
the extreme side of Islam. It's not like your Islam that's going on in the Middle East right now. It's a separate entity.
Okay.
It's like an
Really,
Americanized
really
version
anti-white in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff they do say it's good, but some of the other stuff they say I don't agree with.
Right.
Like during the rioting, they were talking about the Louis Farrakhan, who's the minister for them, was saying that instead of black people striking in Baltimore because of the killing of one of the guys, you shouldn't be going into your neighborhood and burning down your stores. You shouldn't be going in the neighborhood, burning down your CVS, looting it, things like that, because it makes you look bad.
Right.
What black people really should do is take their money, put it in together, buy back the neighborhood and things like that, and promote black wealth and things like that. In a sense, so that's the kind of that's what he's kind of preaching in a sense. I'm not gonna believe what the schools are telling me in their history lessons. I'm gonna tell you about our history from a extreme point of view. And I don't think, and I say this because it was all white people that were liking it. I didn't see any black people who were like, yeah, this is good. Saying that
they didn't want to get any bad rep.
I agree with this. They were saying it because I think the gun aspect of it, and not
Right.
what he was preaching.
Yeah. See, I didn't really read and listen to what he was saying per se.
Okay.
I briefly watched it.
Yeah.
And from what I was seeing, he was homeschooling his kids. He didn't like the school system, or he didn't trust the school system, or whatever. And again, he was showing them self-defense. Showing them around weapons and whatnot, and how to deal with them.
Yep.
So, But yeah, no, I guess I haven't seen that video
Yeah.
again, so
Yeah.
I would
My
have
first-
to watch it.
My first question
But-
would be: is where did he get all the money to buy those guns?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I see a black man with tattoos on his face. I'm like, what? And like, they panned out to his house. I'm like, what do you do for a living? Like, what? That's what I was curious about. I'm sure he's
Even that, though.
might be a spokesperson, might be speaking towards things like that.
Possible.
He might be famous and we just don't know because, again, it doesn't fit our lifestyles and things like that.
Sure.
But those guns were not.
They're not cheap.
Not cheap.
Not cheap at
Not
all.
cheap. I mean, I'm seeing the Uzis and things like that. I'm just like,
No, Uzis. No, those are cheap.
yeah.
The AKs are
It's all
expensive.
AKs, yeah. It's all AKs. So do
Those will
we?
run you a couple grand.
So do we agree with the? I guess let's look at the gun side of it. Do we agree with the gun side of it?
Guns I have, yes, that's what I agree. I
Yeah.
agree with. Yes, he's teaching them. They're okay. So if you take away everything else,
Yeah.
you just talk about people in a house. There's people in a house, right? There's
Yep.
2 adults. There's kids
Yep.
in a house. There's guns in the house. The parents are teaching the kids how to act safely and how to use that in their house
Mhm.
if something is to arise.
Yep.
I think that's pretty good. If something is to happen in the house,
Okay.
Mhm.
they know where everything is. They know how to use it
Yeah.
to defend themselves in their house.
Okay.
When
And they also-
necessary, yes.
And they also know that it's not right for them to go play with them without supervision.
Okay. All right.
Because every time they were doing this, in the video at least, there was supervision.
So it's pretty much for self.
Self-defense
I didn't
in the
see
house.
I didn't see anything really offensively for what he was doing.
No,
really
it was all
defensively.
self.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, they were doing it blindfolded. I don't know why they would need to do it blindfolded.
Yeah. I mean, it was
That's
dark.
kinda-
Say it's
in the
dark in the
getting
house.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, to know your way around things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on now, you're a Marine. Did you have to do it blindfolded?
No, we just
Oh.
had to do it real fast.
Just real fast.
Real fast.
Just real fast. Just real fast.
Just real fast.
Right
Okay,
on.
that makes sense. Then.
I mean, there's some people who can do it blindfolded, but
Right.
I mean,
It's not a skill that you need.
no, because
Sure.
I mean, you'll either have you got your night vision or your red lens.
I got you. Okay.
Okay, so the gun aspect, I think we can all agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Yeah.
I agree
No.
with it. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. You know.
Right.
Need a little more trigger discipline though.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm like,
A little bit more trigger discipline.
You know,
Everybody needs a little more trigger discipline.
I just think I don't know. I think the kids were kind of young.
Yeah, but even that, okay, taking away everything. No,
Yeah.
taking away everything again. There's kids out there that are doing professional courses at that age.
Sure.
I'm
They're doing
looking at-
3 gun competitions, which are AR, shotgun, and pistol.
Yeah, as long as
Mm-hmm.
as long as the parents shoot with them. I'm thinking about that video of that girl who shot at Uzi and killed the instructor. I don't know if you saw that video.
I heard about that.
She was on the range.
She was on the range, but
she fired up. I think it was on full automatic or something.
Yeah.
She fired up and it came up and shot the instructor.
No kidding.
and see, even that's why when you're out of range,
Yeah.
and you can even see some of the videos, there's always the guys behind you
Yes.
with his hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's behind you,
Yeah.
so there's the guns here, person, and then another person
Yeah.
back here, out
So-
of the way.
So I think that's more of a bigger issue. Not that the kid was shooting, but there was just bad
Bad,
discipline all around that range.
yeah, it was bad.
Okay, that makes sense.
Bad prep.
Yeah.
Bad position. I mean, why I don't say why he was standing.
Yeah.
If the kid was not his height, he should have been down on her level.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. No,
Course
I can see that.
safety.
Yep.
can see that.
Safety. I mean,
Yeah.
Like I said, what's the saying? Like a wandering mind is better than I don't know. It's pretty much like if you show your kids the correct way to use a gun and things
Mhm.
like that, they're not gonna wander and try to play with it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't shoot a gun at all when I was younger and things like that. My dad just told me if you touch my guns, I'm gonna break your fingers. And that was enough.
Yeah.
Like
That
I was
was
not
enough.
touching any
Yeah,
guns.
no, I
Like,
was touching none.
no.
No.
Like, I like my fingers. Like I'm not doing it.
We're good.
I'm not doing it.
Heck, my daughter knows how to shoot a rifle.
Yeah, she shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll bring Lena over and introduce her. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Yeah, Lena hasn't shot anything. I mean, I asked the mother first.
Mhm.
See how she feels about it.
No, I just tell her you guys are going out to.
Yeah, no, Lena snitches on me.
Does she? Skylar snitches too.
Yeah, she snitches.
Skylar snitches too.
To the point where like I questioned my love for her. I was like,
Is that right?
it's like it's
Man.
just stupid stuff too. It's like you don't have to tell your mom everything. You know?
Sounds like Skylar.
Sounds like Skylar.
That's where she gets it from.
Everything.
Dang.
She tells both of you everything.
Yeah. Sure does.
Everything.
Can't keep a secret.
Yes, I would like. You guys should definitely watch that video again. And like I said, watch it and try to not focus on the gun part of it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, everybody was just like, "Yo, I agree." And I'm like, "Really? You guys really agree with this? Really?" So if I created a school and preach this, like, you guys would not be down for this. You know. No, I think
You would
that's-
show up to that party and you wouldn't be leaving.
you would not be happy with it. And
No.
I'm looking at it the same way. It's just like, you know, what if you had somebody that the same type of style, right? They're kids, but they were just preaching Confederate stuff. There'd be a big problem.
So he was
There would.
teaching his kids to hate white people?
not to hate white people.
No.
Oh,
not
okay.
that.
It's just a
A different
different view on white people. And it's-
Kind of like
Okay.
I'm trying to
And
think.
granted, he didn't say
He
any
didn't
of
come
that,
out and say it, but,
but the
you know.
what he was saying, I can kind of put two and two together.
Okay.
And I can kind of tell what he was meaning in a sense.
Mhm.
It's like
Gotcha.
when black people start talking about schools and like, oh, I don't like what they're teaching my kid. It's the white history part they don't like teaching their kids
Mhm.
because in school they don't teach you about, you know, they teach you about slavery, but they
Yep.
don't tell you
Yep.
about. It's like, so
Sure.
you know, this is slavery. This was bad. Slavery is bad. Here we have no more slavery. That's good, and that's it. They don't teach you about anything else after that. Why
Okay.
you know the point of why we have ghettos. You know why Washington D.C. looks like Washington D.C. in certain parts. They don't teach you anything about that. The jails,
Yep.
and that's what I'm sure he's teaching his kids.
the history
Okay.
the history classes aren't evolving with the history. They're all just staying in the past.
Yes.
Yeah, things need to
I
be
mean-
updated.
Everything's history compared to today.
Yesterday was history.
Yesterday was
Yep.
history.
Yeah, they. I mean,
Mhm.
and that goes into schools and what should you be teaching kids? You know,
Oh, we could talk
You
about
know,
that.
there's-
That could be
I,
a whole
I catch
conversation.
myself like asking Lena like, yo, what are they teaching you in school? You know, I'm like,
Mhm.
well, you know this, right? Because they said something one day, and I was like, no, that's not correct. Like this is the reason why this is this. You know,
Mhm.
this is like what? Like you have to question your kids now and ask them what are you learning?
So that's what I do. I
Yeah.
ask Skylar every day. I said, she comes home and said, so what'd you learn today? I didn't learn anything today. I'm like, what? So is it the teaching or is it my kid's not paying attention in school?
That's very true too. Yep.
Huh?
And again, do you remember anything from elementary school? Really?
No.
No.
Not really. You know, they
Ask me
probably.
if I remember high school.
I don't remember.
Okay, I remember the one time I got in trouble in elementary school.
Yeah, what you did?
No.
And my mom came to school.
I remember
Oh,
middle school.
my God.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I was
What'd you
terrified.
do?
Oh, we
I don't
were
remember
talking
that.
during class.
That's
You got in
it.
trouble for
And
talking?
then we got sent out into the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, when I was sent out into the hallway, my mom was walking in to pick me up, and she saw me, and you could just see it, the look in her eyes.
Oh, I know
Why
that
you in the
look.
hallway?
Oh,
And she
man.
started walking down the hallway, and I was
You
like,
may remember this. Remember middle school in the lunch line, and I forget her name. Someone asked for a milk, and I gave her milk a toss, and she missed it, and the lunch
I
lady's
think
face
it was
found it.
Samantha.
No,
No,
it wasn't Samantha Ellis. It was someone else.
I remember that because
Oh God, I forget her name. But yes,
Matt must have hit puberty within like 30 seconds because he threw it like a baseball. Like he,
no. It wasn't even like that. It was a
Can I get a milk?
hold up.
Ah!
No, it was a gentle toss.
No, gentle
And
toss.
that knocked the lunch lady on her
out.
ass.
She was out. She's out cold. She's out cold.
Man, glasses fell off the face, hit the floor. Dude, I
Did
was.
she hit the floor?
No.
No,
Her
her
glasses
glasses
hit the
did.
Oh, I
floor.
was like, oh, she hit the floor? I don't remember this. That's even
No.
worse than being like knocked out. Like, if you have glasses, right? Could you imagine somebody just throwing something and knocking your
Wham!
glasses off? Like how pissed you'd get? You know?
Disoriented? Absolutely.
You'd just be like,
Dude, I was terrified as to what was going to happen.
Matt was wild in school though. Have you told the
No.
eyelash story?
No.
So remember when boardwalk fries was like the thing in
Oh,
middle school?
boardwalk fries were the thing, dude.
So I found legit hair in my boardwalk fries. Like it was legit. I was eating. I was like, oh shit, that's a hair. I'm not gonna eat this. So I went up there, got new ones. Right, no problem. Matt's like, "Oh, you got new ones?" Start picking his eyelashes out and sprinkle them. Oh, he's like, "Oh, here we go. Oh, I have hair in my foot too." Tries to go get a new one. They would not give it to him.
They took them from me and didn't give them back. I was a little upset about it.
Matt was wilding at school, man. Oh my god. Oh, that's terrible. That's funny. That's good.
I think it was Tim with us at lunchtime, and I think I bought lunch that day, had an orange juice on the tray, and I think I had a bag of chips or something. I think Tim like smashed my chips or something.
I think I remember
I
hearing
came
this.
down and I slammed that orange juice. It shot
No,
all
was
the way
it-
up
was
to
it
the
milk?
ceiling or
No.
whatever
It
it
was
was. Yeah.
I heard that
I
story.
remember the ceiling getting wet, the overhang, and like weeks, like months later, you can still see the trail of
Oh, my
running down from the
gosh.
ceiling, just stuck there.
I think it was the vice principal came over, whatever, and said, questioned who it was and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh God, that
I
was.
kind of want to go back to the middle school and see that milk stain that's still there. There's no in school, it might still be there.
It's possible.
Janitor's like, I'm not cleaning that.
I ain't going up
I'm
there.
not doing that.
Nope.
Don't have a ladder tall enough.
No, that's fun.
The good old days when nothing, didn't care about anything, nothing mattered.
All I had to worry about was getting up, going to school,
Get good grades.
get good grades.
And forget everything you learned.
That's
Yep.
right.
Forget everything you learned and relearn
Go home,
how to live.
hurry up, do homework, play video games.
Yeah.
And then
Those were good days.
once you graduate, forget everything you learned.
It's like, shit, what did I learn?
No,
Ah!
not what did I learn. It was
Why didn't I learn this stuff?
Yeah, that's very true. That's
why
very
didn't
true.
why didn't they teach me how to do
All these
this?
life skills.
Yeah.
They even had those classes, but life skills. All you did in there was
I didn't take the class. I was like,
I took it. You know what we did?
Uh.
We cooked an egg and sewed up a pillow. That was about the gist of that.
That was
class.
with that old crazy lady.
no, you're
Yes.
thinking of Miss Corsi.
No,
middle school.
Yes, that's where I took
Yeah.
it. I took the.
That's like 8th grade, 7th. I think I did that in 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't you sit at like the sewing machine like all day and got no help?
Yeah, you made a pillow. You were like,
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
And you just sat there
It's like,
and
you're not gonna help-
waited
you're not gonna help
and
me? Like-
waited, and you were out of the class. You were gone.
It's like, can I Google this? Like, can I?
Well,
how do I do this?
Oh man.
Yeah, that was
Oh, so wait, you were shunned in the class too? Is that what that was?
Man,
I hated Miss Corsi. I hated her.
I heard you with Miss
Whatever her name was, I don't care.
the Spanish teacher.
No.
You got shoved.
Miss
into the-
Martinez.
Miss Martinez. You got shoved in the closet. You were
No.
Nah, come on. There was a class and a year that you. I was talking to Mom about this. I'm pretty sure this was you. You got stuck into like a little closet area to do work because you were falling behind or being disruptive or something.
That was in. It was in.
Come on, it was in high school. Yeah, high
It
school.
was the science teacher.
Science teacher. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I
I
heard
was-
about that.
Even that, everybody in the class backed me up. I would answer the question, and she'd be like, "Oh, stop goofing off! Stop, making fun of this, blah blah." And everybody was like, "He just answered it correctly." Like the person next to me raised her hand and said the same exact thing I did. She's like, "Oh, good answer."
Oh, so
And
she
I-
had a hard on for you.
And I was like, "What the hell?" And me and my buddy, and
Stop playing around, Nicholas.
Which teacher was this?
I don't remember her name. I don't even care.
I don't know. We just said a teacher had a hard on for Nick. I don't know if we should say her name.
and she gave me an F in the class,
What?
and I did all the work because most of it was partner work. So
You
we
should
did
find her on Facebook and be like,
No,
yo, what's up?
because
Uh,
my mom came in and
I
gave
know.
the VP and the principal
Yeah.
hell for it
oh yeah.
because
love
I
your
had
mother.
half the class back me up saying that she
Yeah.
singled me out because
Right.
I mean, it was high school. Everyone made a joke every once in a while.
Yeah.
Sure.
So there was plenty of kids in that class who made jokes.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one,
Yeah, true.
but I was also
True.
I also did all the work, did everything. I still got singled out, so I got that class removed, and I said,
Oh, nice.
"Screw you," and went and took another class.
Hands down, Teresa Svidzek,
Oh
best
my
teacher.
God.
Best-
I
best
want to get
teacher.
her. I want
Best
to get her
teacher.
on the podcast. I would love to have Teresa come.
I
through.
miss seeing her at the
Come
OG.
through.
OG.
She's still there too.
Is
She's
she?
Really?
still there. She's still at the OG.
One of her-
I thought
Uh-huh.
she stopped working there.
No, she's still there. Who was there
Still
recently?
there.
I mean,
Somebody was there recently and said
Yeah?
they ran into her. Like within like last couple months.
Nice.
What y'all doing Saturday night?
Dude.
You guys wanna go
Podcast in Olive Garden.
No, we
too
can't
loud.
do that.
That'd be way too loud.
That'd be too many distractions.
Dang.
All right, so what's the moral of the story for this podcast? You shouldn't
Moral is-
believe everything you hear
No.
just because it sounds
Only
true.
believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Space is cool.
Space is, I mean,
I need to do more research on
Yeah,
space.
you got some homework. You got
Homework.
some homework.
Watch the movie Interstellar.
You gotta finish it. Like I said, 3 hour. I think it's like 3 hours
it's
long.
it's only like it's like 3 hours in total, but I think it's only like 2.5.
Yeah. True.
All right, that's fair.
Because I mean, the credits are at least 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
I can handle that.
Nobody watches the credits.
Credits are at least 20 minutes
Only
long.
on the Marvel movies.
Yes.
Yeah, there was nothing at the end of Interstellar after.
No. Or was
Well, it's
there?
not-
Was
I
there?
didn't
I didn't watch
watch
credits
it.
all the way through.
Guess I gotta watch it. Matt can tell us.
What?
I said you can tell us if there's anything at the end of the credits for.
Oh, I won't even watch them.
All right, thank you all for tuning in this week to this week's episode. We'll see you here next week. We should be doing another episode on Sunday and our regular episode on Wednesday. Please subscribe, follow us. The support means a lot to us. Share the videos. Anything you do to support the podcast, we would appreciate it. Again, if you would like to come on and join us, you're more than welcome to. If you have something you're promoting, things like that, or you're just a cool person and just want to talk some shit with us for like, an hour.
Hour and a
Come
half,
on
yeah.
in, shoot us a message, we would love it. Thanks. We see you guys here next week.